Hi, welcome to the GenX Glam Gab channel here on YouTube. It is great to see everyone, whether you're new, whether you're coming back. Thanks for tuning in. I know there are a lot of choices out there. I'm your host, Mom in her basement, doing a little bit of glam, doing a little bit of gab. And this is going to be, I got a brainstorm. The light bulb went off. For those of you who are tracking my channel, you know that I'm preparing for an international move. I'm doing that. And moving the glam is a huge part of the whole deal. I got clarity from the moving company that creams are okay. They're just no nail polish, no like flammables. That means like hairsprays. Even my setting sprays, like my one size setting sprays until dawn, I have like the full size and a mini. How am I gonna use all these setting sprays before I take off? I need to figure out a way to get those there. There are a few things like that I don't want to part with just because I've been lazy and I haven't used. They're still good enough. I have been saying I'm going to declutter. Should I do a live and like kind of get some help from you guys? And I think I might still do that. But what I'd like to do, what I thought would just be easiest as I started to go through all this stuff. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are checking my channel, you might notice the background is slightly different. I've moved into a different room in my basement, still in the basement, still Mom in her basement. This is a room that I filmed in during Octoberpalooza, my birthday month. It's a slightly smaller room. It's more meant to be like an office. And I had set up camp in our big rec room area of our basement on a much bigger table. But, you know, I have to start deconstructing some of this stuff. It have to, because I'm running out of time. So today I spent hours opening up drawers and boxes and just like as I went along, getting a plan, putting a plan together. How am I going to do this? And along the way thinking, is selling stuff at my community garage sale year 3? Is this going to be like my most successful year? Last year, I learned how to clean lipstick. So this year, as I'm going through my stuff, I need to learn how to clean everything. And I'm even thinking of doing like sale by appointment. I did this when I lived in Brazil. When I was living in Brasilia many years ago, when my children were small, like, you know, they were coming out of like baby toddler stage. They're only 2.5 years apart, both boys. I did sort of an in-house by appointment only sell of baby stuff, right? And people came over. I actually had a broker. And she kind of had like a client list and she brought people over and I sold the stuff. I still participated in a community garage sale. Listen, every place I've lived, I have figured out how to participate in a community garage sale, believe you not. And I have donated every place that I have lived to all kinds of different places, churches, rec centers, schools, libraries, or just your, you know, standard thrift stores. So, yeah, I've been purging here through all the years of, I don't know, growing up, being a mom, full-time working mom, moving around, raising kids. And so here we are. I mean, I know the drill. You just got to get some momentum. You got to get some motivation. And now there's an added layer of complexity because like I'm having my midlife makeup crisis. And it's like, I have all this glam and skincare and all this other stuff to get rid of. So here we are. I thought that I would do, I'm pulling myself back. I thought what I would do is some sort of declutter series. Okay. And over the course of the summer, which if you were tracking my channel, like my channel is just barely, it's not even 2 years old. I'm like 1.5 years old. Thanks again for everyone that supports me and my cat Zena. I was thinking because this summer is a little bit stale. It was last summer. Last summer's the first year I got into, it was like, I hadn't even had my channel open a year and I knew I couldn't do many uploads full form during the summer. So I taught myself how to do shorts. And that's where Xena came into play and other stuff, just me on vacation, hanging out at the lake. And I'll do that again this summer, like little sound bites, little shorts. Maybe they'll even, me putting together my lending library mailbox. That was fun. I ordered one of those. I'm digressing, but that was a fun short. If you scroll through all my stuff or just click on shorts, you'll see me and the husband putting together this lending mailbox that's meant to, you know, weather outside all the years. You take a book, you leave a book. It's fantastic. I can't wait to get back to where I have parked that thing. I've been getting pictures from family members of the books that are in there in all winter. None of the books, very few of the books that I left the last time I stocked that book, my lending library in August, very few originals. So that meant through the rough long winter in Michigan, northern Michigan. People were driving by, taking and leaving books. It kind of warms my heart. Another story. So I thought, if I do this series of decluttering, because I see people do declutterings, and I swear to God, they're like 2.5 hours long. Like, no way. Nobody has that attention span. So I thought I would do a series, and then I could upload them in the summer if anybody cares, so you can see in the future what I did in the past. But let's start off real time, because that's how I like to roll here at the GenX Glam Gab station. And I have managed to narrow a task down to just doing a quick little video. I'm shaking my table. I'm not used to this space. Brought my chair. Speaking of chair, hair rhymes with chair. And if you're tracking, I had said, hey, I'm getting my roots touch up, my color. Like, check it out. Check me out. Like, look at what a great job she did. Like, right? Look at that. Just a couple hours old. And normally I'm a straight hair girl. I've always been a straight hair girl. Okay, whatever. In junior high, I had hot rollers. Does anybody remember hot rollers, right? You had your little like plastic thingy, and then they had like the rings, and you would put your roller, and the ring would heat up the roller on it. You'd roll it in your hair, and you would pin it in. I used to then spray it all with hairspray, and I would use bigger rollers to get like waves. Anyway, so I was going to say I'm a straight hair gal, but my lady, she was like, she's like, I can't believe you're leaving. Oh, she loved the Vichy, by the way. For those of you who are tracking me saying like, I brought her Vichy. I posted on Discord the Vichy. I went through all my stuff, my Vichy, this like every place I could think of where I had overstock, and I actually managed to miss a few Vichy. I got most of the Vichy out of here. The Vichy I missed, I want to keep, because it's like a really nice like full size face wash, and I love face washes. Anyway, she's like, it's one of your last times. I'm gonna go back one more time for highlights before I leave in June. She's like, I want to do your hair different. Like, you always just want it straight. She's like, please let me curl it. And I was like, okay. So she curled it, and there's more hairspray in it than I would like, and she teased it a little bit, which I don't like, because I like to be able to run my hand through my hair. I like to be able to run my hands through my hair and not be interrupted with like, okay, a rat's nest, a bird's nest, if you will. But like, and she's like, this will last you 2 days. You just need to run your hands through it to like bring it back to life or whatnot. She used her flat iron, and she made the curls that way, which I've been seeing like when I watch the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader making the team in the cheer series and America's Sweethearts. When I watch all these kind of things, you see the gals doing their glam. I like watch specifically to like check out for tips. I'm a former cheerleader, but I'm nowhere near. Holy cow. I only did it because, if a few of us wouldn't have stepped up, basically this is how small a town I hail from, they wouldn't have had cheerleaders. So talk about a motley crew of mostly your debaters. I remember debating in my cheerleading uniform. That's kind of like an oxymoron, or, you know, it definitely challenges the stereotype of a debater and a cheerleader. I don't know, airhead. So when you're standing there debating in a cheerleading uniform, it's kind of fun. Anyway, so yeah, but that has nothing to do. I'm like, I watch the shows. I watch it because it's like mindless, and I don't have to worry about anything but like, what kind of makeup are they using? How are they doing their hair? Because now I'm having, excuse me, my midlife makeup crisis, and I'm interested in this stuff. But I don't technically usually like to have like, run my hands through my hair and like, can't get them all the way through. Au naturel, or natty, as the kids say. Talk about au naturel. I am totally natty today. I do. I have stains like up there from where like my hair colored, right? But I don't care. I know you don't care either. I thought you guys might. I'm like in a hurry. I'm always in a hurry. I know it's like the weekend and stuff. I've got somebody coming over to buy a cologne. I'm still selling those from my giveaway wins from Shoppers Mart. And I've got to go pick up Thai food for my son, and I want to keep cranking down here in the basement, but I'm pausing to just give the new beauty room a test. I know it'll work. It's different lighting than the other space, but I think I actually like it. And I don't even have like a lippy on. I have some stuff here off to the side. I wonder if there's a lippy in here. I want to sort through. This is like mostly Charlotte Tilbury. I don't even think I'm gonna, here's, let's use this milk stick, because you can use this on your lips too, because it's really bothering me that I didn't have anything on my lips. All right, now we at least have something on our lips. That's all I'm gonna do. I didn't even put skincare on, because you know when you're getting your hair done, they're washing your hair, it's dripping on your face. All right, so what's the first in the series? What's the first in the series? And if you're following me on Discord, I have been posting like a crazy person over there, because I posted this great article on how to clean mascara. Last year it was like, how do I clean lipsticks? This year it's I figured out how to clean my mascaras, because I want to sell them. Not all of them are crusty crust. It's just, if you track my channel, if you watch my channel, you know I hate mascara. Least favorite thing. I see the value in it. Really makes the eyes pop. I think it looks beautiful. It really is a great product, and it does a lot for people. Just like a little bit of mascara can go a long way. For me, I'm always rubbing my eyes, and so I'm just really like weird about it. But I do have a fair amount, because I still collected it. I still tried. And so I thought the ones that I'm not going to move forward with, because now I have like my faves, I would clean. I would do like a little thing on how to clean. And I wish I kind of had like a tripod, or that my wizardry skills were a little bit better, but I'm just going to show you what we're dealing with. I have taken like a paper towel, and I basically ripped it in half and folded it in half, and I made myself like a stack of these. I have my 70% alcohol formula in a spray bottle. Remember I was talking about how this is really all you need to clean your brushes, or that's what I was taught at beauty school. 70% alcohol formula in a spray bottle, unless it's gunky gunks. If it's gunky gunks, you need to get out your, a little bit of whatever soap you use in your scrubby tray, and like scrub those down, let them dry. Then you need to get like a little cup. This is my Polish pottery, isn't it lovely? I think this is the peacock design. Anyway, hot water. So I microwave the water for 2 minutes. Then I have like this is warm water with a tiny bit of like super concentrated Dial, because that's a great, or is it Dawn? Actually, it's Dawn. It's super concentrated Dawn. Dawn, Dial, they're both really solid brands. It's a tiny bit, so I got a little bubbles. And then I have off to my left that you can't see, just a pad here where I'm letting these two dry. I already cleaned 2 wands. So I'm gonna clean the mascara wands that I'm going to sell. Actually, this one I'm not gonna sell. This one was from the Holy Controversial Telescopic Lift by L'Oreal. I am actually gonna keep this one. It's dry. It's completely clean to the bone. Clean to the bone. I'm just going to show you. Here's one of my cleany cleans. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to go like that. Look, nothing. And this is an intense formula, man. This gets. So I cleaned it, but I'm going to keep this one. I don't know how it ended up in my pile. This was another tester I did. This was from this. I'm going to sell in the garage sale. It's in the shade brown. I have 2 of these, but I really do like these. This is the Princess collection from Essence, and it's in brown, which I kind of favor. But again, like, I'm wiping it, I'm putting it on here. I'm not doing any magic. These are really clean because I did it. So I'm going to show you really quickly what I did. And again, like, I wish I kind of had the tripod just pointing down so you could see, but I don't. So let's get into this. Let's take this. I liked this one too. This butterfly, this is also from L'Oreal, but I don't need the one. Like, I know the ones that I like. I'm just going to focus on the one I'm going to like. Look at that. Look at yucky yuck. So I just put it in my cup. And I kind of spin it around a little bit and basically just let it soak. Like, for the other ones, I was like dipping in, coming out, dipping in, coming out, taking one of my napkin plies. I think they refer to these as plies. Anyway, and it's going to take a couple of dips, right? And look at that. I mean, this is kind of what I was dealing with when the 2 that I just showed you that were clean when I did the test on the paper towel. I mean, look at that. That's dirty. But the whole point of this being, and I went to the Dollarama, like I said I was going to do. That needs to soak a little bit more. I went to the Dollarama today because it's right next door. I get my hair done. And I stocked up on little wedges, on spoolies, disposable spoolies, on cheap makeup wipes. what else did I get? I got some hair stuff that I wanted to take with me, like pack out, some more like headbands and barrettes and clips and stuff. It was fun. I spent like 30 bucks. I walked out with a lot of stuff. And I need it for the garage sale, because when I do the garage sale, or even if I follow through with doing this, like by appointment only, come look at my glam, I'm gonna make it very clear to people, like when you test these things, like use the disposable spoolie, use the wedges to pull up the product, like don't touch the product. There's gonna be plenty of tools. I'm always talking about tools. I love my tools to help people to test these things. And you know, my popsicle sticks from beauty school, I've got a ton of those. I think I'm gonna get some more. I wish I'm not between glam stations. I can't reach for anything here. I have very little. I'm surprised. I just had my Charlotte Tilbury boxes here stacked off to the side, because one of my projects I think I'm going to do tonight, and I might film it as part of this series, like it won't be decluttering Charlotte Tilbury, it'll be like organizing Charlotte Tilbury, is going to be, you know, I got the 2023 and 2024 advent calendar, Trash the Beauty Secrets and whatnot, from Charlotte Tilbury. And so the boxes themselves are beautiful with all the drawers. Like you've seen me unbox mine, maybe plenty of people have done unbox of those. So how I'm going to pack my Charlotte Tilbury that doesn't go like on vacation with me for the summer, the Charlotte Tilbury that I'm not going to see again until September, I'm going to try my best to pack as much as I can in those treasure chests that I got. You know, the advent calendar came in, because I have the original packaging that came in the mail. So those go inside of a box, inside of another box. So it's perfect. Like, here's a pro tip if you're moving. And especially, I mean, you know, bigger moves, it's not just like you're moving down the street, and I'm sure people do this anyway, but what original boxes of stuff that you care about, like your blender, your TVs, your computer, your Charlotte Tilbury treasure chest. Keep all of that original packaging, because somebody has already put the thought into it and it fits exactly the product that you're packing up. Whereas, you know, you're not like reinventing the wheel type of thing. While I'm talking to you, I'm just dipping. This one was really, really gunky. But the idea anyway, let me finish my Charlotte Tilbury before I tell you why we're using the scalding hot water as step one. The idea is to pack as much as I can into the treasure chest. In those drawers, it actually has some pretty decent capacity. And then the stuff that's unopened, like my overstock, like my extra creams and like, you know, extra stuff that doesn't fit basically in the chest, then I'll use, like, I have a gazillion of these laying around from collecting Charlotte over the years. I'll, like, you know, make a nice little nest inside there, and with whatever little bit of bubble wrap or whatever I need to do to make a nice nest so it's like sturdy and ships well. So that's so I was gonna sit here and do my Charlotte Tilbury tonight, and maybe that will be one of these videos. So, and I think I'm gonna just work on these videos. So if you so I may be in the same outfit. I'll film the Charlotte Tilbury one tonight, and again, it'll be saved for the future, so that like when it's over the summer and I'm not able to crank out, you know, real-time content, you'll get to still see me, and you'll see me, you know, as I prepared for this move. All right, so I feel like it's soaked in the hot water. So the reason to soak it in the scalding hot water is to get out like the clumps. So that was that stage. And then the second stage with like, actually the article I read suggested it suggested baby hair wash, because that is like super gentle. So so the second step is just like, I just kind of, this one allows me to get a little bit deeper so I can get the base of the wand, because there's a lot of gunk like up, you know, up in here that's not necessarily what I'm reaching in my coffee cup. My coffee cup is meant to get at the spoolie, meant to get at it super hot, get in there, declump. So just a tiny bit, not a lot. And I'm just going to go here. I mean, there's just so much on the base. It's amazing. Mascara, this is such a messy thing. It's why it's not one of my faves. I just don't dig the mess. All right. I'm still getting like, I'm almost there. I got that tiny bit out. I'm not getting a total clean, but it doesn't have to be. Now I actually am. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? What is the real thing that's important is getting it clean. Okay, and the article I read recommends that you actually do this. Like, I don't know who has time for this, but you know, once a month, every 3 weeks, clean your wands. Like, because bacteria can build up on these things. And that's why this step is important. So however it is, you know, if you're going to endeavor to do this, you're going to clean your stuff, you know, whether you want to soak it in hot water and then just kind of pat it dry. You can't, well, we're not skipping the sterilization step. Okay. So imagine I had my tripod and you could see this from above. This thing would be like laying flat on my table. And then I'm just giving it like a spritz of my 70% alcohol, keeping it here, keeping it real, just a little patty pat. Look at, it's like, I actually did a pretty good job. I just touched it with my thumb. Let's spray it again. Let's spray it again. And oh, also in my research and all of this, I read that actually when, I like to use that word actually, when companies make these things, specifically mascara wands, they make them with material that is like plays well with alcohol, knowing that people are going to use it to help keep their product clean. So look, it's like, it's not too bad. Check it out. Did it, but it still needs to dry. Like, do not be fooled. Let's lay this over here to dry. These ones were dry. I did my test run. I don't do much preparation for these videos, but I was like, I better put all of my research into practice, make sure this stuff really works. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the rest of my mascaras. I'm waiting for somebody to come to buy a clone. I mentioned that. This is a clone that I had won from Shoppers Drug Mart. It is, oh my gosh, I can't even remember. It's a men's clone, very specific. Anyway, guy is super stoked to get it. It's such a good deal. He knows the backstory. Oh, he's here. All right, that's it. I gotta go. I gotta go get this guy's clone. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're well. Thanks for hanging out. See you in the next video.